The Golden State Warriors have finally said that they've tried or are beginning to start negotiations for extensions for my man Klay Thompson and head coach Steve Kerr. I want to hear your thoughts down below. Will they extend both of them, and what will Klay Thompson's extension look like? I think it'll be like a 2-year $40 million. I think that's reasonable. Or 2-year $30 million at the low end, high end 40, maybe 45. And then Steve Kerr's gonna get paid like Greg Popovich did. Hit that subscribe button. We're on the way to 20,000 and we're almost there. Please be part of the army. Like and comment. Now this is coming from Tim Kawakami of The Athletic. That Joe Lacob said he expects both Klay Thompson and Steve Kerr to remain with the Golden State Warriors for a long time. During an interview with The Athletic's Tim Kawakami. Now, Thompson is set to be a free agent next offseason. This is the quote that Jay Lacob gave. We've had some brief discussions at this point with his agent, but they're very, very early. I fully expect that we'll have some substantial discussions soon, sometime, and we'll see if we can't put something together that allows Klay to be here for a long time. We clearly would like him to be. End quote, Lacob told Kawakami. Lacob also said that he has had early discussions about extending Kerr, who's also under contract that is set to expire after the season. And that there's plenty of time that Steve, like Klay, is going to be here for the long time. And that his ultimate goal is for the Warriors to get under the second tax apron by next July. Which you all know is there's going to be a lot of finagling through some hoops. And for me, I've said this before. I do believe that Steve Kerr is going to be the apparent heir to the Spurs franchise when Greg Popovich does retire, unless they can really sweeten them up here in Golden State. It's just interesting to see how this all plays out due to the fact that no offense to the Warriors or anything, it's just a rather interesting situation that they put themselves in, especially having Klay Thompson. Look, don't get me wrong. I think Draymond Green is more important to the team than Klay Thompson. And the reason I say that is you could argue that Buddy Hield could give you the same value that Klay Thompson is right now. And I know Buddy Hield isn't the best, example, but if we just searched up, how many threes Klay Thompson hits a lot of threes and puts up a lot of threes, okay? And if we just look at NBA three, years this past season, it's going to be interesting because the whole thing is, I think, as a total, as I guess you would say, as fans, we don't always put into perspective how valuable is a said player. Like Klay Thompson was second in the league in 3 points made, and I still think he's great, don't get me wrong, but my thought process is, okay, Steph Curry and Klay Thompson still the best 3-point shooters, but Buddy Hield's making like Klay Thompson is, and he only shot or made 0.8 less of a three. Okay, now the same thing goes for, you could argue that, I don't know who else that can give you the volume that Klay's putting up, but if we want to find someone else, Klay's putting up about 10.6, and Buddy Hield's the only guy that I could reasonably say, okay, maybe. Like, I'm not going to say, oh, go get Malik Beasley, because hell no. Malik Beasley isn't replacing Klay. But the idea is, could a guy like a Buddy Hield, a guy like I think Michael Porter Jr. is making too much money, but the Desmond Baines, I think Desmond Baines too good and too expensive, but Kevin Huerter, I don't think Kevin Huerter, but the Buddy Hield is the main example because Buddy Hield almost puts up as many threes. If you're telling me, hey, I can pay Buddy Hield 3-year 45, but Klay wants 3-year 60 million, I'd rather pay 3-year 45 and then go get another defender for the extra $15 million I saved. Am I wrong at this point in Klay's career? That's all I'm saying is my thought process when at this. Steve Kerr, I get scared. I think Klay will get re-signed. I get more scared that Steve Kerr is just going to be pull a Bob Myers and be like, I'm done coaching. I don't want to do this anymore. But that's where I want to hear your guys' thoughts. down below in the comment section.